It is 1954. Inside a windowless government hearing room, a panel of interrogators questions a single man under harsh overhead lighting. The United States government is examining every detail of his past. They are documenting his friendships and his political leanings, looking for any evidence of communist ties or potential disloyalty. The man sitting at the table is J. Robert Oppenheimer, the physicist universally recognized as the father of the atomic bomb. Only 9 years earlier, he had led the team that secured America's victory in the Pacific. Now, the state treats its former hero as a significant security risk. Beyond the search for spies, the hearing served as a struggle for control over nuclear policy. With the atomic bomb now part of the global arsenal, the government needed to know if the man who built it would follow their orders or his own conscience. Decades earlier, Oppenheimer's intellect set him apart from his peers. A childhood fascination with mineralogy evolved into an early mastery of chemistry, allowing him to complete his degree at Harvard University in just 3 years. In the 1920s, he moved to Cambridge University in England, then the global center of physics research. However, he struggled with the physical demands of laboratory work and fell into a period of deep isolation and frustration. A move to the University of Göttingen in Germany changed his trajectory. He discovered theoretical physics and quantum mechanics, a field that relied on pure mathematics rather than laboratory equipment to explain the nature of the universe. He returned to teach in California, but his interests remained diverse. Between physics lectures, he spent his time riding horses through the New Mexico desert and exploring ancient Hindu philosophy. He taught himself to read Sanskrit poetry, searching ancient texts for insights into human existence that he could not find in scientific equations. This combination of mathematical skill and philosophical inquiry made him a unique candidate for the project ahead. He had the technical ability to design the bomb and the cultural background to manage the international team of scientists required to build it. In 1939, the outbreak of war coincided with a discovery in the laboratory. Splitting an atom releases a massive amount of energy. The United States government feared the consequences of this discovery. Intelligence reports indicated that Nazi Germany was already attempting to harness this reaction to create a weapon of mass destruction. In response, the Manhattan Project began in 1942. The government placed Oppenheimer in charge of thousands of scientists, tasking them with building an atomic device before the enemy could. He chose a remote site in the New Mexico desert to build Los Alamos. This secret town housed the world's leading scientists, who lived and worked behind guarded gates to ensure total classified security. Oppenheimer worked 18-hour days, coordinating between theoretical researchers and practical engineers. He was the only person with a complete view of both the scientific challenges and the logistical needs of the project. The threat of a German-made atomic bomb forced the team to move at a frantic pace. They operated under the belief that their work was the only way to prevent a global catastrophe. On July 16, 1945, the work reached its conclusion. The team placed the first atomic device on a steel tower for the Trinity Test. At 5:29 a.m., the detonation produced a flash brighter than 1,000 suns. The heat turned desert sand to glass, sending a massive mushroom cloud into the atmosphere. Oppenheimer recalled the Bhagavad Gita. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." 3 weeks later, the weapon was used in combat. The United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, causing immediate and widespread death. The scale of the destruction forced Japan to surrender, ending the war. In the streets of America, the public celebrated the return of peace. Oppenheimer did not share in the celebration. He realized that by proving the weapon worked, his team had made the total destruction of civilizations a permanent possibility for the future. After the war, Oppenheimer's perspective shifted. He rejected the praise he received as a hero and began warning the world about the dangers of an uncontrolled nuclear arms race. He became the director of the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton. From this position, he advised the government on nuclear policy while working alongside other prominent scientists, including Albert Einstein. As the Cold War began, he vocally opposed the development of the hydrogen bomb. He argued that building a device 1,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb would lead to a cycle of escalation that no nation could survive. His opposition made him an enemy of military and political leaders who viewed nuclear superiority as the only way to deter the Soviet Union. His moral stance against further weapons development provided his rivals with a reason to remove him from power. This leads back to the security hearing of 1954. Investigators used his past associations and his resistance to the hydrogen bomb to portray him as a potential threat to national interests. The government revoked his security clearance, effectively ending his role as a scientific advisor. The state had officially distanced itself from the man who had made its military dominance possible. Though he continued to teach and later received a symbolic award from President Kennedy, the trial left him a broken figure. He spent his final years in Princeton, passing away in 1967. Oppenheimer's life demonstrates that scientific discovery is a neutral tool. It can be used to end a global war or to build a mechanism for total destruction, leaving the final responsibility with those who hold the power. The story of the atomic bomb suggests that scientific progress is inseparable from its results. True mastery requires evaluating the human cost of a discovery as carefully as the mathematics behind it.